Most of what I'm going to show you here, I just want to mention again, is available on the right side on the to-do bar. In fact, the to-do bar is kind of geared towards your tasks, but if we open this up, you'll notice that this looks very similar to what we've got going on over here, and in fact, it is. So, for example, type a new task. That shows up here at the top. It shows up here at the top as well. If we do this in either place, what I'm saying is this is the same thing. So if we complete a task over here, it'll show up over on the left. Let's go ahead and do one. I'll do address and voiceover. Not sure exactly what that one is. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and close that. And I will just mark that as completed, and it disappears over on the left. Now, sometimes you can do one level of undo in Outlook. So if I go to edit and undo, that's going to pop back in place. So I undid the fact that I, completed the task. Most things in Outlook that I have seen only give you one level of undo. So that means you can undo the last thing that you did, and that's it. It doesn't go much past that. So let's go ahead again. Here is the item that we're going to complete, and I'm going to go ahead and click it. You're going to see it disappear from the right side as well. Okay, so those two are tied together. That's the only thing that I really want to illustrate with this. Now, if we want to create a new task, then all we have to do is type the title here, Edit Outlook Training, and hit enter. By default, that's going to go to today, meaning that you're going to want to deal with it today. If I double click on it though, then I can set some options here. When do I want to start? When do I want to finish? What's my status? Either I haven't started it yet, or it's in progress, completed, whatever the case might be. And then I can even set a recurrence. Recurrence is something that works for meetings. It works for tasks, appointments, anything like that, any kind of event or something that you'll need to do. So what I'm going to show you in just a minute, you can apply to an appointment. You can apply it to anything that you would enter in that has to do with your calendar, for example. Let's go ahead and click on recurrence. And you're basically saying that this task recurs at a specific interval. And that can be daily, meaning it's going to happen every day, or you can set it to every 3 days, every 14 days, whatever you want. Or it happens every weekday, Monday through Friday. Or maybe it occurs weekly. And you can say it recurs every week on Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday, or just Tuesday. Or it recurs every 3 weeks on Saturday. So tons of options for, specifying exactly when this event or task is going to need to be regenerated. Monthly, yearly. Let's go ahead and do this one weekly and every week on Monday, just for an example. This really should be something, I tell you what, let's cancel this. Let's make it something a little more realistic. Podcast on grilling. Okay, that's something that I actually do. So every Monday, I want to be notified of this task. So this is a new task that'll be inserted for me automatically. Now I can start that at a given date, and then I can say it goes on indefinite, no end date. Or after 10 occurrences. Maybe I'm going to do something and I've contracted to do it 5 times. So I'm going to stop that after 5 occurrences. Or I've just got a specific date that I want to end it by. March 2nd, that's going to be my last. Actually, it should be a Monday, right? So let's do May 5th, sorry. Lots and lots of options that we have here. We'll click OK. And then it tells us that there is a recurrence set for that specific task. We can go ahead and put the details of whatever that task is. We can set a reminder for ourselves. Remind ourselves at 8 o'clock, for example. Every time that this occurs, it's going to remind us at 8 o'clock. And we might want to be reminded, maybe let's be reminded on the next Monday that that's going to happen. Then we'll go ahead and do save and close. And then what's going to happen in that particular case is Outlook is going to give us a reminder. So we've got a new task scheduled for this week, and I'm going to double click on it, and I'm going to remove the recurrence. So let's click on that and select remove recurrence. So now this is just a regular task. We'll do save and close in this particular case. Let me open up my calendar, and I'm going to do this a different way. I just did it with a recurrence where it kind of manages itself and it recurs however I need it to. But in this case, I'm going to click and drag that task to a specific day. We'll throw it to Tuesday. That's going to open up right here, just like a regular appointment. I'll click Save and Close. And then if I go over to the calendar, if I check out tomorrow, I've got that task assigned there. Now, remember I was speaking to you about if you create a task and then you assign it to a date, like you drag it onto one of your calendar dates, that does not, like if I go in here and I double click this, that doesn't guarantee that this gets done. This is just a reminder. This might be something that I'm going to work on for, an hour that day. I will still want to go in. Let's go over to tasks. I'll still want to go in and maybe set that to, okay, now it's 15% completed because I worked on it one specific time. Okay. And let's go back to the calendar, back to tomorrow. I'm going to double click this. I can set, now this can get a little bit tricky here, okay? But we're looking at a calendar schedule. This is an appointment. This is not the task. That's why I don't have anything over here for completion. Okay, this is just scheduling. So I could go ahead and set a recurrence for this and say, starting today, every day, I want to work on this for half an hour and click OK. Now, that being the case, if I save and close this, now, when I go to the next date, look at that, I've got that occurring every day. Now, here's something very specific that I want to mention. When you have a recurring task like this, or a recurring appointment, really, is what this is now. If I double click it, Outlook's going to ask me if I want to open this occurrence of that appointment or the whole series. This occurrence means I want to open up that specific day's version, February 22nd, 2008. I want to open that exact one, and maybe I'm going to do some customization. If I open the series, then I'm going to affect the entire series of the recurrence. So in this case, let's just make it every weekday, and we're going to stop it after 10 occurrences, and I'll click OK, click Save, and what I have done is now edited that series of podcast on grilling appointments. So I've made some modifications to it. I no longer have it on Saturdays and Sundays, and I stopped it after 10 occurrences. So if it happens today, actually it's going to happen tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last one should be Monday right there, and then Tuesday, it no longer occurs. Same thing applies if you want to delete a recurrence like this. I'll go ahead and hit the delete button. It's going to ask me, do you want to delete the occurrence, meaning just that one day, or do you want to delete the whole series? And that's the option I'm going to select, to delete the entire series. You can see where with Outlook things kind of get mixed in a little bit. We're talking about tasks right now, but that deals directly with our calendar in a lot of instances. So they work together, but they are somewhat separate. Even though I have a task that I can assign to a calendar, when I'm on the calendar, I'm managing the appointment for the task. But here, I'm going to manage the actual task. So now I might set that as completed. Okay, I click the flag there and set it as completed. I don't do that inside of my appointment when I'm dealing with it from the calendar's perspective. Now, we've got all the same options that you're seeing in pretty much everywhere else in the mail, in the contacts, in the calendar. If you want to find something here, you can search through, and let's do Flash. Just start typing. That's all you have to do. You don't have to hit enter or do anything fancy, and it's going to search through all of your tasks and locate anything that has that word in it. And then to clear it, just click that X right there. That's your task basics. Up next, we'll deal with notes.